Hi everybody, Dennis Beeson, the East Alabama Chamber of Commerce. I'm the president and CEO, and we're glad that you've decided to join us tonight for the Meet the Candidates event. The Chamber of Commerce, one of our elements is to be a political advocate for the community. And when we advocate for businesses and the community, what we want to do is create conversations, open up doors, and we want to be in a position to help facilitate. So in this particular night, we will just be introducing you to the candidates. We're not going to do a debate, and we're not looking to challenge one candidate or another. Our particular Chamber of Commerce does not endorse any particular candidates. What we want to do is we want people to speak about who they are, what they do, and then we're actually going to ask questions that relate to how they might see the business community and support the business community. So that's what we're going to be doing tonight. Tonight we're actually focused on the city of Smith Station, which is a partner in our Chamber of Commerce, a great partner, and a great regional friend to the whole area. So we're glad to have people who are running for different offices in Smith Station tonight with us. I've got my good friend, buddy, probably my best friend, Smith Station Mayor Bubba Copeland.
Man, it's good to see you.
How are you, sir?
Doing well. You know, I hate doing things with you because you're the man I know is more handsome than me. And it bothers me.
Well, you know what? It's nice the fact that in your case, you're running unopposed, which is great.
No, it's humble.
I think it's a testament.
Yeah.
And you really should take a step back and think that you've done a great job.
Absolutely. After 2019, I think I deserve a free pass for another 4 years. It was quite the challenge.
We walked the footsteps together a few different times, and there were days I thought to myself, I'm so glad I'm not the mayor of Smith Station.
Yeah, it was a tough situation, but I appreciate what the chamber did. I appreciate what Phoenix City did, Columbus did. I appreciate what half the United States did, including the president and the governor during that time. It was a very learning experience, and you've heard the word being baptized by fire. That's exactly what it was.
Well, let's talk just for a second. You're running unopposed, but you've got plans.
That's right.
What is going to happen for your next 4 years?
Well, I truly believe in challenging yourself every single day. In Colossians 3:23, it says, whatever you do, do it for the Lord. If you was working like you was working for the Lord, not for a man. So what I do is every single morning I wake up and I have a set of challenges. And so for the next 3 years, I'll write myself a list, and I'll achieve those 3 things in the next list. Some of the things that we want to achieve as a council is a police department. We don't have a police department. We depend on the sheriff's department to mandate our city. However, we can't enforce our ordinances or codes unless we have a police department.
That's right.
So that's my first thing. My second thing is to look towards a recreational center, maybe a gymnasium with some sort of splash pad. Liability reasons, you don't want a pool anymore.
Yeah.
So a splash pad of some sort for adults and children, not just children. And then we took over our roads and bridges, in case you didn't know that. We're renaming all our roads from Lee Road, whatever it is, to Oakhurst Drive, et cetera, 12 Oaks Avenue. And then I formed a committee, an ad hoc committee to do that. And so the road, Opelika Road, runs through the middle of the heart of Smith Station. And I said, I'm not going to go for another city being in my city. So they challenged themselves and they come up with Panther Parkway. So Opelika Road will be Panther Parkway, and those signs will be going up and, as a homage to our high school mascot. So those are the things that we're going to do in the next 4 years. A lot of challenges. We move at the speed of sound at Smith Station.
You do.
And we have to because we're only 20 years old. Those cities are over 100 years old. So we've got to make huge changes and make huge strides in an effort to keep up with what's going on.
Well, you've got a new pavilion that's being built. It's probably just about done, the way you guys move.
Yeah. We started
yesterday. It's just about done. Well, tell us a little bit about that pavilion. Oh, you got a second.
Well, my wife and I took a vacation to 30A out in Florida, and that's a little beautiful place. And I want to take a moment. If you've never been there on vacation, I challenge you to go. Somebody had the forethought to say, this is the beaches of Florida. We don't want anybody to touch the beaches. We don't want any buildings over 2 stories high. We want to maintain what it was at the beginning of time, and they did that. But in Seagrove down there, there's a place called The Hub, and I had an opportunity to go there, And the hub is where everybody on 38 comes and gathers and eats and enjoys live entertainment and music and football games, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I said, how can I recreate that in Smith Station? So I come up with this vision to create a 30 by 60 pavilion. And so everything in Smith Station is train themed. So we come up with the word the junction, where two more things come together. So the pavilion is called the junction. And every Saturday night we have live entertainment, from karaoke night to cornhole tournament to barbecue cook-off to horseshoe tournament to live entertainment, football games, movie nights, Christmas night, during Christmas, Santa Claus and Miss Claus will visit. And it's going to be an event center for the city as well as Ukraine. But if there's nothing going on, there'll be two picnic tables on there. The power will be on. You can go up there and plug your phone in, eat your dinner with your wife or your girlfriend, and have a good time for the evening, absolutely free. You know, and that plays on the swing park. We have a swing park that has 25 swings in it, and you can go out there, and if you're 90 or you're 2, you can enjoy the swing park. There's swings for everybody. So we're just trying to create a place, especially during COVID, where people can go experience getting around people at social distancing levels and enjoy themselves. So that's kind of what we're trying to create.
As we're kind of wrapping up with you, Mayor, you are you're an economic development guy. I mean, you've been thrust into that role, and you've taken on the hat. Love's Truck Stop was your first major investment. What's coming, perhaps, for an economic development standpoint, and then also, what are you doing to support the current businesses that are there?
Yeah, you know, I have a crew that has worked for me that is extremely talented in advertising. From Morgan Bryce to Tyler Rabowski to Lisa Deason. And those guys go above and beyond to promote local businesses. With the Business of the Month, they write a 7-paragraph article every time we do a Business of the Month. We go about on our Facebook pages. We're going to be the first city in Alabama to launch an app starting in the next 5 days. You click on our app, says City Smith Station, and you click on a grocery store, it'll take you to all the grocery stores. You click on and see what they have, menus, et cetera, et cetera. Nice. We're about to launch that. Faith Rudolph developed that, one of our interns. And so we do everything we can to promote business because taxes from sales tax or fuel tax or distribution tax all comes to the city, which in turn turns around and paves a road, fills a pothole, builds a pavilion. You know, as my salary, it's minute, very minute. I'm a part-time mayor, but all I care for is the betterment of my city. I want my city to be the best city in Alabama. Now, we're not large, but I promise you I'm going to be the best little city in Alabama I can be. And that's every decision that we make. And so, yeah, we do have a multi-million-dollar business called Love's. We also have a very home restaurant called, we have some of a Subway or whatever you want to call, or we have JR Steakhouse. All those businesses are important, every single one of them. And I try every month to eat at every single one of them, shop at every single one of them, therefore, you know, promoting local businesses. But as a mayor, it's my job to be the cheerleader for the city, not to be locked up in some room somewhere. I need to be out there with my face out saying it's going to be okay, everything's going to be okay. And during these economic times and these COVID times, as a mayor, I feel like it's my job to even more so to encourage people and love people where they're at, not where I want them to be. And that's what I try to do.
Well, you've done a great job in our eyes. You're a great partner to the East Alabama Chamber of Commerce. We appreciate you. And I want to thank you for taking your time to come and speak with us today.
Well, I also want to tell you thank you, because if it wasn't for you, I would not be part of this. I appreciate you challenging the chamber to rebrand themselves, and you're my friend and lifelong friend. And when I say I love you and I appreciate you, I mean it.
Well, right back at you, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Spear, will you introduce yourself and tell us what district are you representing or running for?
I'm William Spear, running council, Smith Station, District 3. There's 2 different groups running here, okay?
Great. So give us a little idea of your background in business. What did you do in business and for your career, and what are you doing now if you aren't doing the original career?
I retired as a forester from Georgia Pacific Corporation after 41 years. I gained a lot of assets that I could bring to the city from that experience. Presently, what I'm doing, I work for the Lee County Board of Education. I'm a school bus driver, and I'm a substitute teacher.
Sure. And interacting with Georgia Pacific for so many years, what were some of the skills that you picked up along the way that you feel like you could transfer into the city council position?
Being able to meet people that I've never met before, discussing businesses that they may want Georgia Pacific to help them in, being able to work with a lot of different contractors. We had contractors, logging contractors, tree plant contractors, but still being able to negotiate. With negotiating abilities was pressed upon us highly to be able, because I would negotiate contracts up to $1 million.
Wonderful. So you great bit experience with contract negotiation, big dollar contract negotiation. You're interacting with the community now from a standpoint of being a school bus driver and the younger generation and getting to understand what's happening there. So what do you think your main area of focus is going to be if you're elected to the city council? What do you want to focus on?
Inviting new business, new homeowners. Well, my experience with the planning and zoning commission, because I got the 3 years experience, presently working still on planning commission, and worked for about 6 months on the zoning commission. My experience from that has given me, I believe, an asset to the council that I can come in with approximately 3.5 years of experience in the city, involved with people coming in, asking us questions, wanting to negotiate something about they liked or what they didn't like about a new housing development coming in. So we were involved in that pretty heavily. So I'll have a good coming there.
Wonderful.
From experience that I've learned from that for the last 3.5 years.
So tell me a little bit about business and economic development. We're a chamber of commerce. That's what we do. We're a business advocate. What do you plan to do to help support local business and perhaps bring some new business in?
Well, I've learned we're already doing a lot of advertising on the national network with Smith Station, Lee County, to invite you business. We're looking for possible motels, to have our first one anyway. So we've got a lot of background coming from there that I've heard about being on the planning commission that's out there that we're looking all over the United States. Somebody's looking to move to East Alabama, it's Smith Station begging you to come.
Wonderful.
And from homeowners too, the same thing there.
And you guys are pretty big on the residential growth right now, aren't you?
Yes, we have people in every month, usually wanting to put in a new subdivision and get our approval. But there's several avenues they have to go through to get approved. And most of them do. That's rare. Every once in a while we can't because they've got a problem. And they come back and fix it because they want to be in Smith Station.
Absolutely. So let's talk regionalism for a second. What are your thoughts on Smith Station, Phoenix City, Russell County, Lee County, all working together?
They're doing a good job of it right now, just like we're here tonight, working with the Chamber of Commerce and all. We can do more, be more involved, fly our flag high, because we have still hundreds of acres of different people do that are available for development for people to move in the community. A lot of people want to move in our community because of our schools. They have a pretty A+ rating with a lot of people.
Yeah, it's exciting. So as we wrap things up, what's your final thought that you'd like to tell the folks out here watching to encourage them to vote for you?
Give me a chance, vote for me. I love Smith Station. I want to do more for Smith Station. Give me more to do. I love to work. Thank you.
Thanks for being here. We appreciate you. First of all, reintroduce yourself and tell us which place that you're actually running for.
Okay. My name is Marcus Atkins. I am running for City Council, place number 3, Smith Station, Alabama. I'm from Opelika, Alabama. I've lived in Smith Station 15 years.
Great. Well, tell us a little bit about your background. What kind of business, career, what have you done in the last few years?
Well, I've been in business and I've been in sales and I've been doing a lot of mentoring. I worked for independent grocery most of my high school through my college days in Opelika, Alabama, which is Rice Food. From there, I was a store manager, general manager. I hired staff and met a lot of young men that I still keep up with to today. And that account of today led me to mentoring when I left rights in the early 2000s. I went to work for Coca-Cola, and I took everything I learned from the mom and pops to Coca-Cola and be able to sell their brand, their product. I worked as far as Alexander City, all the way from the grain, selling the products in the hospitals, schools, convenience stores, grocery stores. So I kind of have a very diverse background in business and mentorship, sir.
Wonderful. So give us an idea of what was your motivation then to run for city council with that? What would you wake up one morning and decide, you know what, I'm going to be a great city council person? What was your motivation?
Well, in 2016, on the last election, when it came time for election, candidates came by the house and introduced themselves as I'm doing today. And I just got a knack for it. I walked the walk with them, learned how to campaign, helped out, did different various things. From that, I started going to city council meetings, just being more accurate, making sure that if this is something I really want to be in, I need to know what goes on behind city council. So from 2016 to then 2018, I got a bunch of phone calls in because I helped with their elections. There was like Jeremy Gray, Brian McGee, guys that ran for House of Representatives gave me a call, and so I've learned with them on helping with the campaign, learning different stuff about government that I hadn't known. And now, to this day, I still call them. We still have a good open relationship that we talk about government. So I didn't wake up one day. It was just something that election period had closed. So I said in 2020, I would be ready in those 4 years to know what it takes and how much work and public service it really is.
Well, it sounds like you're doing all the things that a great candidate needs to do to make sure that you're doing your homework, you're learning, you're being open-minded to the possibility of getting stronger. So what do you think your main area of focus will be if you're elected? What do you want to bring to the city council?
Well, we have an older council that's getting older in time, so I know there's time with change. I will learn a lot from the older guys, but I mentor all of East Alabama, so that's something that I will bring to the council to make sure that our kids are cultivated, the ones that go off to school, make sure that they made to keep up with them, make sure what they're doing in life, that they have a home. Smith Station is their home. And the one that's in school, that in high school now trying to navigate through college, kind of have programs or find programs in place that they can excel in to find out who they are, so before they go to college, they have a little more self-awareness. So what I want to bring is to just continue to help the council where we're at, because we're growing and they all are doing wonderful things, so I can't say anything bad about the city that I lived in for 15 years. So what I would personally bring is just bring in accessibility, being their voice for the next generation, someone they can come to, and if they have issues, they can talk to me and I can bring it back to the council to say, okay, this young generation have some good ideas. Let's see how can we help implement those. Because when you have productive citizens, you have productive people along the lifetime.
It's awesome. I appreciate that. So the Chamber of Commerce is about business. We are about supporting business, advocating for business. When we have some struggles, perhaps with the city council, we may call upon you to say, we've got a problem, could you help us with the problem? But give me an idea, maybe specifically in the area of your local businesses and future economic development. What do you hope to bring in that arena?
Well, with my business background, like I said, from working from a mom and pop organization, learning customer service, learning the customers, from even working with Coca-Cola with sales and marketing. So I just think I could be able to help them navigate, even though we're a small town, that we are on a very growing pace. So you want to get in on the ground root. You want to be part of the roots. You don't want to be the branch of the tree. You want to get in while we are growing so we all can grow together.
What would you think as far as economic development? Now, there's a conversation with some folks in Smith Station that like the hometown small feel.
Yes, sir.
Of course, we know that economic development usually brings more business and more traffic and more people. How would you address maybe somebody that wants to keep it small, but they also want the benefits of a bigger town too?
Well, I would suggest we have a lot of land that's available on US 280. Try to grow out that way, so that way we still can keep our bedroom community. You're speaking of that. The more people, like I said, are getting older, so they don't like the Dollar General on the curb, but we need the Dollar General on the curb to grow and get that tax revenue. So I would suggest putting it on the city entries or out on the outer skirts, try to get the business on the outer skirts, because that way they will benefit because the car count is much higher on 280 then it would be on a Lee Road 230 or Lee Road 240. So that I would suggest, building up the US 280 out where Love Truck Stop at and grow upon that main square so that we will be known as that spot between Opelika and Phoenix City.
Okay, that sounds great. I mean, it sounds very reasonable too. So one of the things that the Chamber of Commerce did in the last 2 years is we changed our name.
Yes, sir.
We used to be the Phoenix City Russell County Chamber of Commerce, but that doesn't sit very well with Smith Station
Yes,
in Lee County. So of course, we've been working with a regionalism in mind. What is your thoughts on Smith Station and Phoenix City and Russell County and Lee County working together? What are your thoughts on regionalism?
It's a great thing, because that's what I was speaking of earlier with my mentoring. I don't just mentor on board Phoenix City, Auburn. I have kids everywhere. If they want someone to talk to, I try to be available. So, so I understand with the Chamber of Commerce. I've come to a lot of the biscuit and business. I participated in a lot of those, and that was a great experience for different business owners to come together, their own mom and pop business, to know that, hey, I have a barbershop or you have a design company. They come together and discuss whole business. So like you were saying, it doesn't matter with Lee or Russell, or Phoenix City, or they're all aligned. We all can grow together versus I'm Smith Station and you're Phoenix City. No, we have to grow together.
Absolutely, it's very imperative too.
And I also, like I said, I talked to other city council members of Phoenix City or Opelika currently now before I step into the position to see how it works for them and some obstacles that I can learn and grow from.
Absolutely. So tell me, as we're wrapping up, give me your final statements as far as why do you think people should vote for you?
I think people should vote for me because we are growing, I am growing, and I just think that with the next generation and dealing with everything that's going on with the pandemic at all, and with my slogan, I did United We Stand. United We Stand, old, young, it doesn't matter. So I just want to know that people to know that I want to make sure that we can have programs or get programs in place, the YMCA, Boys and Girls Club, get programs that want to get involved with our community to help grow the kids, because we don't know where our future leaders or our future leading person is coming from.
And it's great that you said that, and all of the things that you talk about are right on point. I want to thank you for coming here, and we want to also wish you the best of luck in your election. So as we wrap up here tonight, make sure that you're checking out all the different candidates, and remember that this will also be aired on CTV Beam Channel 7 on Thursday night. So you can get a chance to relook at the candidates that have been here tonight. So Mr. Atkins, thank you for your time. Thanks for being here. Right now, our candidate for the night is actually Dianne Stein, but at the moment she's dealing with some things that she couldn't be here tonight, but her husband, Mark Stein, is going to be here. So Mark, if you'd go ahead and take the floor.
Good evening, Dennis. Of course, as you said, my name is Mark Stein. I'm representing my wife, Diane, who could not be here, but has prepared this statement. Hello, I'm Dianne Stein, and I'm running for Smith Station City Council, Place 5. My husband, Mark Stein, and I are blessed to have called Smith Station our home since 1991, and Mount Zion United Methodist Church our family's church home for the past 23 years, where I also serve on the church council. We raised our son Eric here, a graduate of Smith Station High School. I have been employed with the City of Smith Station since 2006, currently as an administrative clerk to the Planning and Zoning Department. In 2007, Mayor LaFay Dellinger appointed me to serve as the city's first archivist, knowing my strong interest in recording and preserving the history of the city and Smith Station community. Then in 2015, I completed training to become a certified Alabama planning and zoning official. Beginning January 2017, I was appointed to serve as administrative secretary to the Zoning Board of Adjustment. I am the most qualified and the only candidate with extensive knowledge and experience of the city's inner workings needed to hit the ground running. Even before Smith Stations became a city, I was invested in its future by supporting the incorporation effort and working for the census. This early personal involvement with the city startup, combined with my 14 years of experience as a staff member in the day-to-day operations of the city and interactions with its citizens, has given me an insight and understanding that needs to be present on our city council. What is the most important issue in Smith Station? We need to grow our revenue in order to offer more locally to our citizens and surrounding community. Currently, we have our City Hall building, which allows folks access to all city and crucial Lee County services, as well as our sports complex, which is almost to completion. I would like to see a new facility in Smith Station, which would bring in revenue and also accommodate citizens of all ages, such as a 2-story health and fitness center office park. Imagine an indoor pool used for teaching our precious little ones how to swim, or our seniors low-impact water aerobics, with an area for a stamina building, lap swim, or just family fun. The good news is that the city already owns a large 46.6 acre property off Lee Road 246, which has been cleared and prepared for construction. In addition, we have seen wonderful growth in the past 4 years, and my hope is that this will continue with wise choices as well as a respectful balance between residential and commercial development. As your council member, I represent you. Every vote I cast will be given careful consideration and must reflect the interest of our citizens and welfare of our community as a whole. I also promise to work hard and always be available. Her contact phone number is 706-332-6485. She also has a Facebook political page that goes by Dianne Stein. Please consider and vote for Dianne Stein on August 25th. The location, of course, is the Smith Station Ruritan Club at 2000 Lee Road 430, Smith Station, Alabama. Also, we'd like to thank the East Chamber of Commerce of Alabama and CTV Being for their time. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Stein. Mark Stein here speaking for Dianne Stein, who was unable to make it tonight. We thank him for his time, and we'll be back to you in just a moment. But we have another candidate here, someone running, I think, maybe for the first time, in Victoria Greene. Victoria, welcome.
Thank you.
Why don't you go ahead and reintroduce yourself and tell us a little bit about who you are and what position that you're actually running for.
Okay. My name is Victoria Greene. I am running for City Council, Place 5, which is the place that Mr. Dick Key is retiring from, and so that's the place I'm running in.
Wonderful. So, what is your background when it comes to business or career? What do you do for a living, and maybe tell us a little bit how you think it translates into running for City Council? Sure.
I have had the pleasure of working at TSIS for 25 years. Recently, I'm not there anymore. I'm doing some other things right now, some consulting, things like that. I had various leadership positions there in my 25 years at TSIS. We did conversions and implementations, and I was always kind of in the thick of things and the details, really enjoyed, just working hard and pulling things together. I do believe that those 25 years at TSIS has helped me build a great leadership background, understand kind of corporate America, and just looking forward to taking those skills to the next level with the City Council of Smith Station.
Great. So one of the things that I always wonder in a situation like this is, what was the motivation for deciding to run? Why did you think, you know what, I'm going to run for City Council?
Sure. Well, I have 3 children. They've all grown up. My last one, the caboose, he is in 10th grade at Smith Station High School. My other 2 daughters have since graduated. They're both in college. With the timing of no longer really being at TSIS, The timing was really good for my family. And, you know, I've just been a huge advocate of the community. Mr. Key, our daughters, his granddaughter, my daughter, we kind of know each other. So it was just a great time to kind of put my hat in the ring and to go for it.
Wonderful. Well, we appreciate your courage, that's for sure. It's not something that everybody has the courage to do. So what do you think your main focus will be if you're elected? What do you want to bring to the table?
Well, I think the past city councils, they have done an outstanding job. You know, they have been in there. The city of Smith Station is growing. Our residential area has grown tremendously in the past 4 years. You know, somewhere in the neighborhood of 375 plus new residences. Of course, we've got the new truck station that is going to bring, you know, great things for the city. I think, you know, it's really just continuing on what has already been laid. You know, Mayor Copeland, great go-getter in the community. He wants nothing but the best. You know, just lots of exciting things happening. We just recently had the swing park open up. We've got the pavilion area that the junction is what they're calling that's going to be opening up. Just the growth of the city, you know, is what excites me, and I'm really interested in continuing the momentum that we already have.
That's exciting, and there is a lot going on for sure. So the Chamber of Commerce is about business, supporting business, helping business grow, developing new business, and part of Smith Station's recent ventures is they joined our Chamber of Commerce wholeheartedly, and one of the big things that came about is we became the East Alabama Chamber of Commerce rather than the Phoenix City Russell County Chamber. So give me an idea of what do you think specifically that you might do for businesses and economic development when you get into office if you're elected?
I think it's really about promoting those businesses, you know, trying to encourage folks to go local. You know, it is so easy to sometimes go elsewhere, but we really need to stay local. Also just trying as the city and partner with those organizations to see what things we might can do to help them. How can we help their business? You know, are there some improvements that we can help with? So, you know, we're really excited about the Acapulco sign that just went up last week. I think everybody loves Mexicans, so.
Sure. Yeah, it's again, another opportunity for folks of Smith Station to stay within the community and get things that they need and want. So that is exciting. So we're going to talk just for a second about regionalism. So what are your thoughts? Smith Station, Phoenix City, Russell County, Lee County. How do you feel like you can help facilitate regionalism and the growth of working together?
Well, you know, for years, of course, I worked across the river in Columbus, but we were very involved. Even that business was heavily involved in the East Alabama Chamber of Commerce. United Way, for instance, you know, I gave to the United Way, but that supported other areas. That was of the Chattahoochee Valley, which did incorporate, you know, Phoenix City organizations, Harris County. So I think, you know, I grew up in Phoenix City, and then we watched Smith Station develop. My husband actually lived in Cowdallen most of his life. So until Smith Station became a city, you know, you know, I was Phoenix City, he was Lee County, but we were all one big family. And I think, you know, we're going to draw people in from Phoenix City. You know, there are going to be times when Smith Station goes to Phoenix City for things. We all love our Chick-fil-A,
That's right.
you know, but so I think regionalism, I mean, we are growing and expanding by leaps and bounds. And it's just it's an exciting time.
It sure is. As we wrap up, I'd like you to give us some final thoughts on why folks should vote for you. What do you think that you'd like to tell the people who are watching?
Sure. I think, again, having 25 years of leadership experience in corporate America, I think I'm very eager. I am ready to listen to our citizens. I'm ready to help lead, and I'm ready to serve. And I think, serving is so important that we have got to get out there and serve our community in whatever way it may be, whether it's, clean up after something devastating has happened, or whether it's just cleaning up around a business, or whatever it may be. We have to all be ready to serve whenever the call comes.
Wonderful. And once again, this is Victoria Greene, and you are, again, running for which place?
Place 5. So on August the 25th, vote Victoria Greene at the Smith Station Ruritan Club.
Thank you very much. And thank you to Lou IE with A Simple Business Solutions for running our Facebook Live.